Hey everybody, it's Mary Cheney, Marketing Manager here at VoIP Supply, and we're back with a product feature video on CyberData's brand new hybrid paging solution, the CyberData SIP Paging Amplifier. Within this video, we're also going to cover the backend GUI for this device and show you some of the cool features. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's take this out. As you can see, we have the installation quick reference guide, which I encourage you to take a look at, and it'll also make sure that you have all the components that were supposed to come with the device. So you have your mounting ears, and they also list the quantities that you should have for those, and those are right here. You have your mounting screws, which are inside this bag as well. You have your spare screw kit here. You have your rubber feet, the power cord, and your accessory kit terminal blocks. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about some of the amazing features that this device has. I want to mention that this does come in an Informacast enabled model. The SIP Paging 25V 75V amplifier is an analog IP hybrid cost-effective paging solution. It allows customers to use CyberData's or their existing 70V or 25V consistent voltage speakers and or CyberData's multicast endpoints in a VoIP environment. The SIP Paging 25V 75V amplifier sends and receives multicast, including any channel of polyphones. The SIP Paging Amplifier has a built-in calendar-based scheduler that enables scheduled bells and pre-recorded messages to be sent to different multicast zones as well as to a single analog zone. Multiple analog zones can be supported by adding additional SIP Paging amplifiers. CyberData's SIP-enabled VoIP products are compatible with vast majority of VoIP systems, including SBCs, gateways, and phone systems, both on-prem or cloud-based. This SIP Paging Amplifier provides the same coverage as a full IP solution at nearly half the cost. So if you're working with price-sensitive customers, or you're in a situation where you need a solution that can give you as much power as a full solution at half the cost, then you need to take a look at the CyberData SIP Paging Amplifier. This device is ideal for retail, schools, and manufacturing with legacy analog systems. It can also help reduce the cost of cabling and labor. Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the features of the device, as promised, we're going to show you the back-end GUI. I'm going to hand this over to my colleague Steve Lopian, and he's going to take you into a little bit of a deep dive into what that GUI looks like and some of the cool features that this device can do.
All right, thank you, Mary. I'm Steve Lopian, and I am going to now walk us through getting your CyberData SIP Paging 25V 70V amplifier up and running, and then we'll take a look at the web GUI. So what you want to do first, before anything else, is use the power cable that the device comes with to plug in and turn on the on switch. You'll see the front of the device light up. There is a small screen with a toggle and enter button. Once you have the device powered on, the next thing that you can do is plug in your Ethernet cable into the front and get your device connected to your network. The most important thing right now is to make sure that your device is on the same network as the computer you are going to be using to access the web GUI. The next thing that you want to do is give the device a few minutes to warm up and boot up. After you give it some time, you'll notice that it will be ready because it will begin to display several different things, which you can view via the toggle. So it's going to start by displaying the CyberData SIP Paging 2570. If you hit the toggle button, it'll give you your serial number and your mode. Hit it again to get your fan temps and your fan modes. Hit it one more time for that IP address. And then what you're going to want to do is go into your web browser, and in our case, we're going to type in 10.168.40.15. and that is going to take us to the CyberData 2570 Paging Amplifier web GUI here. Now what you want to do is log in using admin. And once you've done that, you now have access to the page. And what you're going to see here on the left-hand side are all of your current status information. So your serial number, your MAC address, firmware version, your two partitions, and so on and so on. Down here you have your IP address, and you could also see below, if the device is registered, you would see where it is registered to right here. And you are also able to import and export settings here as well. From the Web GUI homepage here, what we're going to do next is click on the Device tab. And in the Device tab here, we can basically look at all of our settings. We'll take a look over here at our amplifier settings. And what you can do here is basically set up different effects based on things that can occur. So we can see here first, action on temperature threshold. This is really important and a really nice setting. So basically here it can detect a certain temperature threshold, and once that threshold is met, you have a lot of options on what the device can do to alert you. So we could do anything from choosing it to play an audio file, how many times you want to play that audio file. You can have it call out via a SIP line to a phone to alert someone. So, if you don't want to like alert, everyone in the building, you can just have it make an outbound call to alert the necessary person to take care of the temperature threshold. And it can also send out a message to a page group as well. And this is an important feature because it basically allows you to multicast. So you can get it out to multiple people, multiple different ways, and make sure that gets taken care of quickly. Moving on down, we can see here there's protection mode. What happens here when this goes into protection mode, it's basically shutting the amplifier down because it's so hot. Now the board itself is still running, but it won't actually output anything to any of the speakers. So the device remains on the network, so it can still send multicast, but it's not going to be able to put out audio to the connected voltage speakers because it's in protection mode, and it's basically preventing the device from damaging anything or being damaged itself. And then below we can see here underneath protection mode is recovery mode. And basically what this is that once the device returns to an acceptable temperature, it basically goes into full use again. And one of the cool things that I learned too while I was working with the SIP paging amplifier is that it actually has a heat sensor inside of the device. And what it can do is basically pull in the air from the environment or the room it's in to gauge that temperature, to monitor that threshold, just to make sure that everything is operating at a normal temperature and there's no risk to anything. Okay, so aside from the recovery temperature, the protection mode, and the temperature threshold, we can see above here we have the master volume setting. And the default value here is 8, but as you can see, you can go all the way up to 10. And so here, if the default 8 is not loud enough, you can really turn it up, or you can turn it down if 8 is too loud. So you can kind of really find that sweet spot for you for whatever you're using this for. If it's retail or warehouse or offices, you're going to be able to find that perfect volume. And if we just take a quick look over here at the SIP tab in the Paging Amplifiers GUI, I just want to note that this is the same tab that is used for all CyberData devices. So for convenience, if you already have a CyberData device or several devices set up, this page is shared between all of the products for convenience. So if you have an intercom set up and then you're setting up your paging amplifier, can all be done through here. And then if we go into P groups, this is going to be all of your paging groups, so here you can go ahead and page to your multicast groups or your zones. So really nice to have that capability here, and you can go in and configure anything you'd like here in your different groups in terms of the name. Like if you want to change, paging group 1 to back offices. You have your ports here, your address, all of this, your audio file. You can customize all of that there. And here, if we go into the multicast tab, the paging amplifier can also receive multicast. So if you do have a different source for multicast, this is the page here where you would be able to set up to receive multicast. I would also like to note that this allows you to use Polycom multicast as well. So that is good information to have, sending multicast and receiving multicast. We can all manage right here in the CyberData 25V Paging Amplifier GUI. And saving the best for last, we have our Schedules tab. This is probably one of my favorites here. You can just toggle on the calendar here, and this is where you're going to be able to do bell schedules, notifications, and it's super easy to do. All you have to do is just hit new event to create an event, and it pulls this up so you could name the event. We could just do like lunchtime, and then you can set it for, we'll do Friday at 12 noon. And then if you have audio files uploaded, you can find them here and also add it to one of your P groups. You can make it reoccurring. You are able to add details. And of course, on the bottom, we have our color options. So overall, the CyberData 2570 Paging Amplifier Web GUI is very easy to use. It's super user friendly. It really is a game-changing device that is going to save you a lot of money on your IP paging system, existing or new. And it's going to be perfect for retail, warehouses. But right now I'm going to show you a few scenarios on how this can be set up and just show you a few diagrams of how it can be implemented, just so you can get a better idea. You can see here we have 3 different examples. We have it set up for emergency notification solutions, for retail, office, and warehouse. So you can kind of get an idea here of how you can use this device and implement it into your environment. And then we can kind of see here the different ways you can set this up and the different things you can connect to it. For example, you have like your receiver for music. You can hook it up to a PoE switch to move to your SIP phones, speakers, and this just kind of lays out an example for you just to give you a better idea. Again, just a cost-effective, seamless hybrid paging experience with a single versatile unit. You're not going to find anything else like this. It really is a very effective device. And if you're still trying to learn more about this device, please reach out to our experts at VoIPsupply.com. I had a great time running through this GUI. It was super simple. Great job to the team at CyberData. And so at this time, I am going to pass it back over to Mary.
Okay, so that wraps up our product feature video and technical deep dive into CyberData's brand new hybrid paging solution, the SIP Paging Amplifier. If you're looking for more information and to see actual cost savings of this device, please reach out to the experts at VoIP Supply, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.